What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron TV, aka Cracked Ass Cheeks. Yeah, we'll go with Cracked Ass Cheeks. So we're doing another round of transfer roundup. This time it's me by myself, just me, only me. Um, I figured I'll just get a quick one out there and just do it, and we'll do one before because we're kind of getting close to the end of the transfer window. Slacked a bit. So we're gonna talk about some general signings that have happened the past couple weeks, um, while I fucking played through a game of FIFA because I figured this would be more interesting than you just staring at my face with nothing else going on, and just me talking. Um, so a couple transfers we got to get out of the way. Some big ones, right? Pogba. I was the biggest supporter of Pogba not leaving that I was actually shocked when he did show up to Manchester United. And I know most of you are probably thinking, Aaron, that doesn't make any sense. It was so obvious he was going to go. How did you not notice? Because, bitch, I didn't notice. I thought he was staying. You know, I thought we had some morals, you know, some dignity and shit. We don't. Whatever. You know what I mean. I thought he was gone. Or he was staying. And now he's gone. I mean, it's cool, like, it's whatever. Like, I'm not mad about it. It's not like I had a personal stake in the team or some shit. But it's just kind of like, I thought he was staying. And then the dude didn't. So, excuse me. So that was priority number one. That was the big one. That was the one that, like, shit got real, like, and needed to be talked about. Otherwise, the world was going to explode and end in a weird way. Second one, which I don't know. I'm not even going to get into the fact that Paul Pogba is going to do well for Manchester United. He's a class player. I don't think he's really developed as much in the past 2 years, but he's still a class player. I think he'll play well under Mourinho. So that's that. Two, Gonzalo Higuain to Juventus. This is probably going to be either the best or the worst transfer of the entire summer. Like, actually, the man shows up looking like he's been on a beer binge for 14 days and 14 nights and ate nothing but, like, Domino's pizza or whatever pizza place you guys have that's close to you. Honestly, like, he had more of a belly than, like, a dad. He had a dad bod, but this dad bod was actually 10 times worse than normal dad bods. You know what I mean? Dude was tubby. He was chubby. He was tubby. I don't know. I don't think spending that much money on him was smart. Unless he shows up, proves everyone wrong, you know, starts playing like a G. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't believe it. It's happening. I just don't. I don't believe it. He's like Sasquatch. I don't believe he exists. But it was a very big transfer. There was a lot of money involved. So I mean, it's an interesting one to say the least. That's all I can really point out there. I think another one, if I remember correctly, where I was at on the last transfer one, I don't think we were anywhere close to covering anything like Wijnaldum going to Liverpool. That's a pretty big one. I think Wijnaldum's going to really do well at Liverpool. I think Klopp's going to get the best out of him, which Klopp gets the best out of everyone. Somehow, the man's a fucking genius. But I see that happening. I see him doing well there. They got good money off him. You know, smart transfer. That's really all I can go into about that. Trying to think of some other ones that they've done. I don't know if we've talked about the Ragnar Klavan one, but I really enjoy the Klavan one. Really, I enjoy every signing that Klopp's made so far. Because while he's gotten a lot of good players, a lot of solid players that are, you know, foreign, German, wherever they're coming from, they all speak English. Like, that's genius. Like, I don't think we understand how really smart that is. I think that's incredible signing by Klopp's. incredible signings by Klopp. Dude, my English this morning is just it is not good. It is not it is not well. Is that more correct English? Ah, this is why I didn't do well in school. Okay, Mehdi Benatia going to Juventus. I think that may have been one that we sort of talked about as probably happening, um, and then ended up happening. It's my rule of thumb about transfers, man. If it kind of comes up randomly and then continues for a couple days, it's probably going to happen. I don't know why that seems to be the case with a lot of things, except for the Paul Pogba one, but it seems to work out in that fashion. So keep that in mind when your favorite team has a transfer rumor. Did it randomly appear? Has it been going for a couple of days? If it's been going for like 3 months, I don't know. Sometimes that's hard to tell. It just doesn't feel like it's going to happen all the time. That was fucking awful. Let's see. What else have we missed? Okay, so that we were there. We went there, been there, done that. Luca Digny, which I still think was a fantastic transfer to Barcelona because he's been playing out of his skin amazing. The loan of Negredo to Middlesbrough was good. I think that's good for him and good for them. I think he maybe can reignite a little bit of his goal scoring form and help a team that's recently promoted. Could talk about some of the Sevilla's transfers. They got Gonzo, which is like it could work, like it might. It's also possible that it won't, but it might. And they got people like Franco Vasquez, Kranovitter, which was a very smart buy, and a smart loan by Atletico Madrid because he'll get all the game time under Sampaoli, and he'll develop well and play a bunch of games. So smart move, Atletico Madrid. I give you the props, not normal props. I give them the props. Is there any? Yeah. Conte to Chelsea. I don't think we expounded on that. I think we may have talked about a rumor of it being possible. That's another one of those examples of something that's gone, a rumor that persisted for a while, and then just magically just was like poof happened. But I think that one was more along the lines of waiting for the Euros to end, which makes more sense. That one's understandable as why it took so long. But brilliant transfer. We all know Conte is class. Both Contes. We know their class. We know what the skills he brings are. I think it's a world class signing. I think he'll play really well, assuming he adapts more to playing, at this big club, at this big side. Because Leicester was good, and yes, they won the title, which technically by definition makes them a big club. But the pressures of playing at a team like Chelsea and stuff is going to be a little bit different. But I think he'll do fine. I think he'll play really well. Yeah, there's Gonzo. I'm like looking on a list of a bunch of transfers because it's literally been long enough to where I've forgotten like what was big and new the last time I made a video. Do you know how sad that is? I'm like the worst YouTuber on planet Earth. That's so much fun to say. Earth. Planet Earth. Oh, goodness gracious. Joe Allen. Actually, I want to talk about Joe Allen. So Joe Allen got transferred to, was it Swansea? I feel like it was Swansea. It was Stoke. That's what it was. Transferred to Stoke, and it just came out today that he found out of his transfer via text message. Ouch. Now, is that a Klopp thing? Because I feel like Klopp would have been more proactive in telling his players that they were gone. You know what I mean? Klopp just seems like the type of dude to be like, man, listen, you're the dopest. High five me. Let's get a beer, but you're getting transferred. And then the players would be like, okay, because the dude was like, I'm gonna buy you a beer. I'm gonna get you a cool world class steak, my man. I'm getting you potatoes, dog. Shit like that. I feel like that's Klopp. But that kind of rubs me the wrong way that's how that happened. You know what I mean? It's kind of grinds your gears a little. Let's see. We could talk about. I think this is a more underrated signing, and a lot of you might not know who this is. Ramadan Sabi, to Stoke City from Al Ali. He's a young. I think he's an Egyptian winger. Don't quote me on that specifically, but dude has pace out the ass. He is a wonderful dribbler. I feel like he is going to have a pretty big name for himself in the future. I really see him as a pretty good player going forward, and I think playing at a team like Stoke, he'll get a lot of game time, and it'll just work out for him pretty well. Alexander Pato to Villarreal. Can he revive his career? Is this a career revival? Will he be able to do it, or is it just going to be another flop like everywhere else? Is he going to like actually showcase the talent that he had, or nah? No one knows. Sorry, I had to drink. Andre Schürrle, Mario Götze to Borussia Dortmund. Oh my God, it's in my eye. I don't know what it is, but it is. Oh, it's there. I'm gonna do this. I want to talk to you guys like this. I'm gonna be a Cyclops. Götze and Schürrle, great moves by Dortmund. I think not only have they gotten a bunch of young players who will take up those positions in the future, but oh my God, it is like, okay, you know what? No, that's not working. Guys, my blind! My blind? I'm blind! A lot of positions show up the future, but they got good players to fill it for the time being so they can still contend. I actually think they're probably going to be top two in Germany. If not Bayer Leverkusen, then I think it's going to be them. Just because I feel like the young players they have are already stepping into the mold. I just think they got some good players going forward like that. Let's see. Antonio Candreva to Inter from Lazio. That was reported for a very long time, and it finally ended up happening. I guess it just kind of they finally agreed on a deal, the right money, all that kind of stuff. Idrissa Gueye to Everton. I actually really like. I think he's a pretty decent player. He's got a lot of talent. Everton really has been making some really good moves. Signing Yannick Bolasie, which was awesome for them. Signing Ashley Williams, which was genius. I think it's not the potential of John Stones, but he's a very, very solid player. A lot of experience, a lot of leadership in him. So I think that was super duper smart by Everton. Honestly, good plays. And on that note, John Stones to Man City. Is Man City not pulling out some G shit on their signings, dude? Because John Stones, Sané, Geronimo Rulli, which we'll get to that clusterfuck in a second. Gabriel Jesus. I mean, the names go on, dude. They are killing it in the transfer window right now. But as an exchange for John Stones, I think Everton covered pretty well. Okay, so Man City. John Stones, fantastic signing, like I just said. Geronimo Rulli. Here's where this shit gets weird. And I understand. I understand the reasoning behind this transfer. Okay, I get it. I do. I actually do understand what the point of this was. Excuse me. But it's still the most confusing thing I've ever seen. So they buy Geronimo Rulli from Real Sociedad, okay? And Real Sociedad just bought him from Deportivo Maldonado, okay? So they bought Geronimo Rulli, immediately loaned him back to Real Sociedad until December. Thereby, Real Sociedad will then take him... Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So they'll send him out on loan to Real Sociedad till December. Then in December, when that happens or when that ends, Real Sociedad will buy Geronimo Rulli back again from Man City, and then Man City will have a buyback clause for 2 years. Like what? So they bought him. Here's the confusing part: Real Sociedad bought him, then sold him, then loaned him, then will buy him back again. I, I'm sorry, what? Like, how does that even make sense? I mean, like, it's smart from a transfer point of view, I guess, but at that point, why didn't you just do a 2 year loan? What was the point in buying him, loaning him for a short term, and then selling him? You don't have any other, unless I mean, they don't have any other goalkeeper. They don't have a young goalkeeper that's going to be worth the mustard. I don't know. I was very confused when I heard that. I was like, that actually doesn't make sense. I was like that is actually the weirdest transfer that I've ever seen in my life. But so that happened. That happened. There's a couple ones not really worth mentioning too much, other than the fact that it happened. Martin Montoya to Valencia from Barcelona, free transfer. Um, Arkadiusz Milik to Napoli is going to be the cover for Gonzalo Higuain. Came from not Ajax. Oh no, it was Ajax. Okay, that's right. Because Vincent Janssen came from AZ Alkmaar or something to Spurs. So Milik is good. I feel like that's a pretty decent, not a decent switch per se, but it's a decent enough move to where um, he'll do all right. He'll play well. At the very least, he'll play well. Um, and then we have Wissam Ben Yedder going to Sevilla, which I think on paper is a good transfer. So far, the two games that I've seen of him, granted he was playing against Barcelona, which really isn't going to help his stock any. He did not play that well. Was largely ineffective for the most part, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Then Kevin Gamero going to Atletico Madrid from Sevilla, which I think is pretty dope. I think Gamero is going to slot right in, feel right at home. And in exchange of that, Luciano Vieto goes to Sevilla on loan with an option to buy, I do believe, from Atletico Madrid. So it was kind of like a swap of strikers, in a sense, without it being necessarily a swap of strikers. Nothing really interesting besides Brad Guzan just kind of packing up and going to Middlesbrough, I do believe, to be the backup to Victor Valdez. I'm trying to so hard not get scored on. Okay. Then we've just got some like random shit like Paddy McNair going to Sunderland, like just some like little nitnangy shit. Is there any other good ones? We talked about John Stones already. Oh, Andre Ayew to West Ham, I think was here's the thing, was a good one until his injury, and I think they could have probably gotten a better striker than him, and then they did in Jonathan Calleri. But unfortunate that he ended up getting a really bad thigh injury and is out for quite a while, because it was a decent signing, honestly. Then we have Jesse Rodriguez to PSG. I think that's awesome. Jesse is as a Barcelona fan, I hate Real Madrid, but Jesse was a good player. I think he deserved the chance to play as many games as possible, because I don't think he was going to get it at Real Madrid necessarily. And I still think he's a class player, so good for him. Arthur Masuaku, something, fucking, I don't know. From Olympiacos to West Ham, also good. Think he's got a lot of potential. Smart buy by West Ham. They've been doing really well this transfer window. Like really well. Fernando Llorente from Sevilla to Swansea City. Meh. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then there's also Borja Baston from Atletico Madrid to Swansea as well. Um, I think Borja Baston had a fantastic season. He has the potential to do pretty well in the Premier League, but I think that was just a case of Atletico Madrid having too many players because they have a lot of people out on loan, and also the fact that they have too many strikers now. So not even worth keeping him. Really, understand the sell. Still a good player, still class. And then you've got things like Piotr Zielinski to Napoli. He was a good young player from what I understand. Don't know too much about him, but there was a lot of hype surrounding him. He had a lot of big teams coming after him. Gustavo Gomez from Lanús to Milan. Supposedly fantastic potential on this guy. Is slated to be Milan's star center back, they say, for the next couple of years. Granted, if they don't do well, they'll probably end up having to sell him if he becomes that good. But yeah, so that's a thing. He could be very, very good. And then we have Gabriel Mercado to Sevilla. I like this transfer. I think he's going to play really well because so far he did. Granted, he's playing a little bit of an odd role. He's playing as a center back. I thought he was just a right back only, which shows how much I know. But granted, I don't watch him during the season, so maybe he played center back instead of right back. But I thought he was just a right back by trade. So that's the thing. Oh, the burps are real from this monster. Oh, it's coming back to bite me. And then we've got some little nitty shit. Nothing too impressive. I think more things are about to happen with this transfer window in the next week or two, next coming week, which means I'm going to need to put out an episode probably once a week now instead of this whatever schedule I've been on. Not really been on a schedule. It's just kind of been like, Aaron's too lazy to make a video. Aaron's making one now. So we've got, I think, there's 3 transfers that I really want to cover, and then the video will be done. We'll be over. That'll be it. I just want to make a quick one. I really didn't want to go through stuff like who's having the better window now, this blah blah blah, because we're getting so close to the end of it now that I might as well do that when it's all said and done. When everybody's got their transfers, when everything's completed, I might as well make that have an appearance in the video when it's actually warranted. Okay, so the last 3 we're going to cover aren't super big, but they're decent enough that we should talk about it. Mario Gomez to Wolfsburg. Good transfer. He's a good player. He just needed out of that situation in Turkey. I don't really blame him. It's kind of shitty. So that's going to be a good one. Wolfsburg kind of needed a striker. They needed another offensive force. So dope on them. Good for them. Jose Sosa. I almost said Jorge. Jose Sosa from Besiktas to Milan. Another person wanting out of that Turkey situation. And he's going to Milan. Milan need that offensive force, man. They need that creative midfielder. They splashed the cash on him a little bit, and they got it. Will he do well? We'll see. But I think he led Turkey in assists and stuff. I'm pretty sure he did. So good on him. It's a smart transfer. And then I think I already covered Yannick Bolasie, didn't I? If not, I need to. Good. Smart transfer. Everton's doing some work right now. I like it. I dig it. And then I'm tied between whether or not I should talk about Javi Fuego to Espanyol or where did it go? Bruno Perez to Roma. We'll talk about both at the same time then. Bruno Perez to Roma. Smart. Good player. Probably has pretty decent potential as far as I know. Didn't really watch him play. Didn't really watch Torino. But they seem to be churning out a lot of youth products. So check out Torino. Torino's doing good and turning out some youth players. And then Javi Fuego, he's good. He was still really good, but honestly, I think Valencia are getting to the point where their budget's too high, their wage budget, and I think they're needing to sell out a bunch of players. So Javi Fuego took the cut, and he's going to an Espanyol team that's been doing a lot of rebuilding, getting a lot of decent players, and they're going to turn into a better side. I could see them being like top 8, top 7. So you never know, they might turn out as better. They're doing okay. So, then we have Adeniyi in his eye. Poor guy. He's kind of stuck in an endless loop of fuckery. Hopefully he performs really well at Sunderland. You know, maybe he'll finally reach the potential that everybody thinks he has. Who knows? But as far as I'm concerned, guys, that's really all we gotta talk about. There might be some stuff happening soon. Maybe Joe Hart's gonna leave. Maybe Claudio Bravo's gonna go to Manchester City. Then who's gonna be the back of Barcelona? Will it be Jasper Cillessen? Is it gonna be Diego Alves? Fucking who knows? But we're getting to the point where shit's getting crazy. Is Jose Fonte gonna leave? Like, what's going on? Benteke to Palace. Shit's wild. It's wild. Alright, guys. But that is going to be the end of this video for me. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about the transfers that have happened, what's going to happen, what are some of your favorite ones from this week, or this past couple weeks, really. Because there's been a good ones, like the Blassie one, the Pogba one. There's been some dope ones, man. It's been some good transfers lately. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see some more. And also subscribe to my YouTube if you're new. Welcome. What's up? Yo, badass. Yeah. You know what I mean, son. Look at you. Turn yourself around. Look back at yourself. Alright, for real, I'm out. Yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed. And YouTube, I'll